Okay, I started gardening a couple of months ago, and I'm using Vegepods for my big dirt gardens, and I'm actually working on my second crop. Um, these are peas, which haven't popped out yet, but I'm learning about how they climb, and I 3D printed some things for it to climb on. I have a feeling they're going to get taller than those, so I'll have to make more. This is from the first crop. Now these are melons, which aren't going to stay in here. I'm going to transplant those this morning. Like an idiot, I put melons in here and they're way too big. And the leaves are large enough to shade other plants that you don't want. These are lettuce. A couple different kinds of lettuce. Some iceberg lettuce, but we found some butter crunch is really good. So over here, there is now a row of butter crunch and a row of spinach. Linda likes spinach. I don't like my mussels to be really big like Popeye, so I don't. So anyway, these are melons, and they're going to go to a different bed, and then I'll plant something new there. But yeah, the iceberg lettuce is like huge, leafy, gorgeous. We've been eating lettuce now just about every night for a week. Well, more than a week, couple weeks, and it's doing really good. Some of the melons we transplanted before, because we actually had more than this. That's a watermelon, and it's doing pretty good even after transplanting. And these are smaller melons, and they are surviving really well too after transplant. Here's a tomato plant. It doesn't look so big because it was transplanted from the hydroponics. It was getting way too big for that, but it's good, strong. I don't know that it's going to give us any fruit this season anyway. And then there's a little smaller version, and then there's the monster. I had to tie it up yesterday. There are, last count, a dozen tomatoes. They're everywhere. Let's see, where's the big one? The big one's way down there. Yeah, I don't know if you can. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't focus very well down there, but there. Yeah, it's a big one. Anyway, now those are they're called Vegebags. Let me tell you a little bit about these. The Vegepods, okay, come on, focus, there we go. The Vegepods are pretty amazing. First of all, they've got these big covers. And these covers, they're tall, so you can have plants, pretty tall plants in it. They're 1 yard square, so you've got 9 square feet of gardening. Down the very bottom, see those these sections here? That's just water. That's water that's come down through the dirt and filling in the reservoir. And the idea there is it wicks up. Once the plants get to a point where the roots get down into the reservoir, then you can leave them for 4 or 5 days without water, and they're fine. And the cool part is the reservoir has a lot of the nutrients from the dirt, so it's fine. It's interesting that when I would first water these and they were little seedlings in there, this would leak a lot. And then once the plants grew to where the roots were probably getting down there, they stopped leaking because they're sucking up the water a lot. But this is awesome because we can come out, look at them. It keeps the wind off of it, keeps the bugs out. It does a great job. Love it. And there's a watering system built in. There's 2 little sprayer nozzles in there. And every day, I've been doing every day for 4 minutes watering these, and evidently that's a good number because it seems to be working. But I'll probably drop it to, once they get to be large like this, drop it to every other day because, again, the reservoirs take care of a lot of that. So And yeah, I spent some money. The dirt is Happy Frog. Has $30 a bag. Underneath there, by the way, the lower section before I put the Happy Frog in, I put some perlite, which is this. It's like this white stuff. It's good for aerating, keeping things aerated. The bottom of this has the same. These veggie bags are even built kind of the same. This little section in the bottom, that's water reservoir where dirt doesn't get in there, but the roots do. And for smaller plants, you can cover them up and protect them from wind and bugs and things. You can also collapse these and just have the bag itself, which is the bottom part, which is cool. Here's some other transplants that I moved. I learned something. See this? That's the cup out of the hydroponics. Because the roots and everything are highly wound around in there in the hydroponics, I dig a hole and I put the whole cup in. It's not like it's gone. I can get it back later, but they picked up much quicker. Within a day, they were looking better and much better off. This guy here could probably use a little more water or sun or something. Well, that leaves dead. Anyway, these I think are either broccoli or cauliflower, and I think that is a pepper. I'm not sure how it's going to grow. I should probably look that up. I have another thing and some more material to get that going. That one's going to get a lot of sun. Probably the only thing we have that is going to get tons of sun. We don't get sun on the deck here until about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So I put grow lights in. They're too high and they're not strong enough, but it's better than nothing. Makes me feel like it's helping. And the proof is something must be happening. Because let's see if I can make a jungle shot here. I got to put a little tiny Indiana Jones in there or something. Anyway, there's this. Then inside, say hi. That's my wife, Linda. She's holding down the couch. Anyway, okay, this is the laundry room, mostly. But yeah, we've been eating a lot off of this right here. I mean, a lot. That's lettuce. This is cauliflower, which is going to get bigger than what it can handle in here. The other ones are transplanted out of here. Down here we got more peppers. This is probably the most gorgeous plant I have, and it's a pepper plant. Obviously, it's gonna have to move. Okay, and a little bit of spinach there, and a new crop of lettuce. So that will replace this lettuce as we eat this up. That will be. I'm just learning how to. Learning about the fact that you got to start planning, as you're eating this, you have to start new crops and kind of rotate them around. So we'll figure that out. The spray bottle is, once you put seeds in these little rocks here, you have to spray them to get them to germinate. And then once the roots hit the water, you're fine. And keep shooting that one. It's having a little trouble getting started. Anyway, there's that. And starting this whole process, obviously, I got everything kind of lined up there as far as food and everything. What I discovered, I have it with hydroponics. If you're afraid of using it, it's a lot easier than you think. Okay, I got a fancy measuring thing that measures mostly particulates, temperature, pH, And you know, the stuff you're really supposed to keep track of, and I log it every day and watch for trends. And what I've discovered, it's not that big a deal. You put a lot of food in it, the food that they describe, and then you wait. You measure every day. You make sure the temperature is good. If the temperature is high, by the way, I put frozen drinking bottles down there. I've got 4 of them. And the temperature is good right now, but if the temperature started rising, I would take out those 4 bottles, put them in the freezer, take the 4 in the freezer and put them in here, and that cools it down. Because that's the main water, and it pumps it up to the top, which of course then drains down to each one, and also it's pretty cool. So I monitor the pH. There's simple bottles of pH up and pH down that I use to adjust that. It's pretty easy to do. I just monitor the particulates. When the particulates in the water start going down, I know it's running out of nutrients. So then I feed them. And lo and behold, the plants get a little greener, a little happier, and they're fine. And I only have to feed them about every 2 weeks. It's not a huge deal. Now when I feed them, this is a 4-stack one. It's got 4 containers. And I have 4 kinds of stuff I put in there, Epsom salts and a couple of other things, 3 other things actually. I mix them up. I have all the whole little process. I mix those in those little glass containers, mix them up with some make a liquid out of them, and I'll put one in each one, a different kind in each one, because you're not supposed to mix them. You're not supposed to put them together because they can negate each other. So you don't want to do that. So I put the thickest one in the bottom here, but I put one in each one, and that's how I feed them. And then of course eventually it mixes them in the whole process. So that's about it. It's I got extra pumps. If the pump stops, everything dies. So you gotta keep that up. But yeah, it's a lot easier than you think. And you know, some seeds. I'll of course make sure you always get heirloom seeds, because the other kind, you can't get seeds from those seeds. Not to mention they've been tampered with. I don't like that idea. So the question really is all of this worth, you know, the money and the time and all that? Is it worth it to have fresh veggies? And yes, for most people it is. The thing is, I don't have to count on farms and pesticides and all that stuff. We just harvested a bunch of spinach out of here, okay, to make room for a new crop. And Linda washed it because, well, it's dirt. That's it. It's got dirt. It's not. It wasn't washed because there's pesticide. It wasn't washed for any other reason. So I like the fact that I can take this leaf and I can eat it as it is, and all I'm eating is this lettuce. It's that's pretty awesome. I like that idea. A little self-sufficiency. With just 2 of us, we probably eat. I don't know that we'll be able to eat everything we can grow. So we're just balancing that out. Oh, and one other thing that we decided to do, which is interesting. It's back in here because it's convenient to have this at the kitchen. We use a composter. It's a machine. One of those rare machines that aren't actually hooked to the internet to tell me what's going on. But we put. All we have to do is put our foot by it and open it up and throw in anything we have. If it's not bones or pits, it will eat it. And there's a little see the little line in there, the lit up line? As soon as it gets to that point, you take out up to 2/3 of it and mix it up with ground soil. And then let it sit for a month, and then you can use it as stuff to plant. This one's called a wrinkle. I like it. When I first got it, it came with a big bag of something that eats things, you know, little microbes. And these guys are ravenous. Put anything in there, it's gone in a day. Eggshells, banana peels. I think it takes a little longer on the banana peels, maybe another day, but I love it. I've taken out my first pile of compost, and because this is Arizona, our dirt is absolutely worthless. There's no nutrients in it at all. I don't know how these trees survive, but I threw some plants in there. I'll probably take those out and give them to the composter or the rabbits or something. But this bucket was about 2/3 full of dirt, and I put my first bunch of compost in there. I even come out and flip that around every couple days just to keep it nice and moist and busy. But yeah, so and composting, by the way, our garbage does not smell bad because we don't put anything in it that's dirt that's gonna smell. And we had the composter going for about a month, and it never seemed to fill up. And we kept throwing stuff in it, never filled up. It's like that stuff's eating it and putting a lot of it away in heat, because there's heat that comes out of it. It has no odor at all. So anyway, we're pretty pleased. So that is where I'm at. This is mostly for historical, so I can look at it in 5 years going, man, I learned so much. Well, hopefully. Anyway, oh, and I have a whole timer thing set up for watering. This thing here is, I can tell it when to water. Right now, we're in the stormy season. It's actually kind of rains here occasionally in the evening. So it's automatically gone into a don't water. The plants are going to get it anyway. So it's a smart watering system. That's it's by Beehive. They're expensive, but they're really, really good. So anyway, this center nozzle here is going to go to another timed system that will eventually water all the rest of this. So, well, I don't have to if I don't want to. Kind of get a kick out of it. So anyway, have a good one. Happy gardening if you're a gardener. You know, I hope some of you pro gardeners weren't pointing and laughing too much. And anybody who's new, I hope you learned something. Give me questions if you need. Okay, bye.